As you can see, Mr. Alpha, I'm back. I got over my little temper tantrum. You know what I'm saying?
You feel better now?
I feel a little bit better, even though I felt like, you know what I mean, you put me on the spot, and I just feel like you being a little, you know what I mean, like you showcasing for the peoples out there. But
no,
it's okay though.
I knew you can handle it. You're good under pressure.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
All right.
It's just a little test. That's all.
Know. Okay.
You got this.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I know you're being borderline facetious,
oh.
but it's cool though. You know what I mean? Anywho, let's get back to the questions. Before we do that though, I need to go ahead and make sure I'm properly sanitized. Click, click.
Let me get some of that.
Go ahead and rub this and be like, just be all about the ambience. Smells fresh.
I'm not doing all that.
I feel like what the kids now are saying, Gucci. Now,
I don't think they're saying that.
Huh? They're not saying that?
Nah.
Not for real?
Gucci?
All right, never mind.
Nah.
Let's just get on with it, man. Before these people start figuring out how old I am. Now, what they want to know is, the peoples out there, is how we came up with the concept for Alpha and Omega, and what does it mean? So, I know y'all probably think we're going to give you some elaborate answer, and the answer to that is no. We literally were just spitballing over here. Literally. So, we're just coming up with some different names, concepts, how we can roll with it. Eventually, we settled on the fact that even though we both are producers, we still have our own styles, we're our own individuals. So we can kind of roll with the whole yin and yang idea, but we couldn't call ourselves yin and yang. That just sounds like whack.
Very.
Is that what the kids say? Whack? Corny? They still use those words?
We getting there.
Okay. Anywho, so to keep on with that whole thing, that's when we just came about with the Alpha Omega. But instead of obviously doing it separate, we combined the whole thing together and make it Alpha Omega. And they want to know what the meaning is behind it.
Pretty much, when I start something, I start a melody, you pretty much finish it.
And that it is, folks, as simple as we can freaking make it. You know
That's simple.
So yes, there are times when there are certain projects that come up where you do work on them together, and that's pretty much the mindset we're going into. So, as we alluded to it before, earlier, he comes up mainly with the melody. There'll be like a particular sound within the chord arrangement that I particularly like. He'll probably be like, I don't know if we could work with that.
That wasn't it.
But I feel like there's something there. There's potential there. You know what I mean? So we'll start playing around with that. Start adding some layers to it. Eventually, I'll come in and make the bass line for it. Add the other little things into it to bring a little bit more pizzazz to the bass line, as we were alluding to before. Give it a kick, a snare, a drum, a hi-hat. Just a side note, you don't always need all them elements in order to create your bass line. Sometimes it might just take a snare, it might just take a kick, it might just take a hi-hat or a combination of them in order to make it, but you might not necessarily need all of them. You know what I mean? You might be oversaturating.
Sometimes less is best.
Most definitely. That's a motto that we stick by. Simple is more. And then he'll finish it off with a drum pattern, and then we'll just come together. I put the finishing touches on it, whether it needs another synth, needs some type of other effect to it, might use a Vox sample mixed in with it, just something just to give it another dimension, and then I'll go ahead and put a final mix to it. So that's where the whole Alpha and Omega come in. You know what I mean? This is Alpha J-So. I'm Zeus Omega. The beginning, the end. It's really just that simple. You know what I mean? No complexity over here when it comes to producing beats. So, that leads to our next thing. The viewers want to know what our roles are when it comes to the whole production process. And we pretty much don't have a role, correct?
There's really no role.
None. So, as much as people do like the whole freestyle thing, that's what we do when it comes to beat production. We kind of roll with it. We start playing different types of sounds. We do it in different measurements and just see what feels right to us at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know some producers or production duos, like they're really hands-on, working side by side, really into the trenches, formatting and just creating the whole layout of the beat. We kind of don't work that way. Like as you can see here, we got 2 workstations. Each workstation works to our particular skill set. As you can see with Jay over here on this workstation, which is aptly named Alpha, you know what I mean? He likes to work with the keys, so it makes sense for him to be by a workstation keyboard and have a MIDI keyboard as well, and just do what he does on the keys. As you can see, when I come over here, I got some keys too, so you know I don't want to be left out. You know what I mean? But I also have the pads over here as well. This particular one, aptly named Omega.
Omega.
So each workstation is specific to certain DAWs and certain programs and certain plugins that we use. This one is all set up for Native Instrument. It's pretty much my go-to that I use. I definitely recommend it for everybody who's aspiring to be a producer. The great thing about them is that not only do they make the software, but they make the hardware that accompanies the software. The software is broken up into a suite, so there's different types of programs depending on what specifically you're looking for. If you're looking to play all keys, all synths, just a medley of different sounds. If you're looking for like this particular thing I have over here, it's called Machine, where you can make your drum patterns, make your bass lines. They really break it down into these different types of sound packs that's specific to what you're looking for within your production. The one we got logged up right now is called Playbox. Another beautiful thing about, just a side note about Native Instrument, and yes, before you ask, they're not paying for this video. They're not a sponsor. Okay, so I know I'm hyping them up, but I just really enjoyed their products. But the beautiful thing about it is you don't necessarily have to buy the whole suite as is. Each program within the suite, you can actually get it on its own as well. So you may not like everything that they provide within the suite, but there's certain things you do like. You can actually purchase it as is on its own, or within their subscription-based thing that they provide. It's called Complete Now. It's only $10 a month. Again, I'm just giving you guys food for thought, aspiring producers, you know, just giving you something to think about. This particular one is Playbox, and the one we got drawed up is called Beginnings. And let's see if we can begin something over here.
Uh-oh.
And I know that just sounds like a little bit of gibberish or whatever, but a lot of times when you're producing, you don't really need to be so stringent and have everything so overly organized when you produce. At the end of the day, the beautiful thing about making music, you can sculpt it any way you want to, any which way form. It's all about manipulating the sounds to your benefit, to something that you sound. As you can see here, I'm working off the machine, but also working off their MIDI keyboard. What you were hearing off the keys was basically what you would consider as the melody. And then here with the pads, you can just inject the bass line and the drums along with it. And see, the cool thing about this is that you can program each pad to play in a particular sound. So this was actually one sound that I was playing, and it's off their machine catalog, and it's actually called Green Bag. Don't ask me what that is, you know what I'm saying? They might have been high when they came up with that name. But either way, what I did was I broke down that particular sound into all the pads that you see here on machine. And each pad plays a different segment of the sound that I inputted in there. And then mixing with there, you just use the keys to go ahead and to start creating a bass line. And that's sort of like how I work. You know, I'm literally just I'm kind of chaotic a little bit. Like, it might sound like a mess, but in my mind, I'm already sculpting in my head a few different versions on how I could take it. You know what I mean? Whereas we go over here to Mr. Alpha, and he's pretty much clean cut and straight to the point with his. Simple. It's all about melody with this guy. You know what I mean? So, you know, show the viewers a little bit your mindset, like what you be getting into over here, man.
Well, since I'm an R&B guy, melody is my thing. More so, I'm always looking for something soft, you know, then build up a little bit. But on this MIDI here,
do y'all hear how lush that sounds? See, that sounds so dope right there. And just to let you know what he's working on, the particular MIDI keyboard he's using is the Novation Launch Key 49. Again, definitely recommend it. See what Jay's doing right now is putting it in pad mode, which allows him to play the melody and inject the bass line as he's playing the melody.
so when you use this, it's just like he said, gotta multitask a little bit. But
yeah, but he ain't telling you the whole truth. You can multitask if you're able to freaking do it. You know what I mean? Some people just don't got it like that, which don't make you like any less of a producer. But you know what I mean?
it takes practice.
Yeah,
That's all.
I'll give you that.
I mean, to
But
my bread and butter.
What's your work on that traditional?
To my bread and butter right here, I have it set on a choir piano. So So that's more like my bread and butter. You can also multitask again. So that's me using both of them at the same time.
Show off.
I mean, I think between
Yes, I'm hating.
I think between me using this, using these two, and him using them two over there, I think we can come up with a good beat.
Yeah, he's being nice and including me into the whole equation, but you know,
My partner.
you know, he was, you know what I mean? He was showcasing a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all good though. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. No, it's all love over here. Even though I just said I was hating. It's a little bit of hating.
Just a little bit.
Just a smidge. You know what I mean?
It's alright.
But either way, that's just a basic glimpse. We didn't want to get all on the technical side of everything because that would take hours. You know what I mean? The
Days.
simple fact of it is, at the end of the day, it's all about just playing sounds and seeing what feels good to us at that particular moment. And then from there, side by side, we kind of just, you know, start crossing our T's and dotting our I's, seeing what goes good with what, start eliminating all the clutter, all the mess around it, and really just start sculpting the beat to a finished product. That's pretty much the gist of it, right?
That's pretty much it. I mean, we've been working like this for a long time.
And we came a long way, because you seen earlier, you know, we had the pots and stuff, and some, you know, toy keyboard that we stole from somebody. Anywho, we ain't worried about that. We don't live in the past. We're all about our future. You know what I'm saying? So the next thing they want us to, let me see on the horizon here what they want. They want us to share our sentiments on what we admire of each other as producers. You know what I mean? Like, regarding producing. Like, what do we admire? So, what do I admire about Mr. Alpha? Well, I just finished saying that I'm hating on this guy. Like, I really don't like this guy right now because he was making me look bad there for a second. But anyhow, you kind of seen exactly. He pretty much answered the question on his own without even thinking about it. You know what I mean? As far as like what I like about him. You know what I mean? The ability to multitask. I think it takes a special talent to allow yourself to go ahead and not only to come up with the melody, but you can mix it at the same time. Or you can add different layers to it without having to do the stop and go effect, where you just record this piece of music, okay, do what you have to do with that, move on to a next track, create a different type of sound, and so forth and so on, and just keep on with that whole process. So the fact that he just has the ability to do that, it just opens up lanes for us, not only to like build up our inventory in a more, you know, I ain't gonna say like super quick, but you know, we could definitely build in a timely fashion. We can build up our inventory, but it opens up lanes for me as far as like what I can interject into the beat. Because in the end, we both are trying to put our imprint into the beat. You know what I mean? And since we both got different styles, you know what I mean? We definitely want that to kind of show itself within the beat. But I just think his natural ability for chord arrangement is uncanny. You know, we mentioned it before. Neither one of us went to school for this. You know what I mean? But I've known him. It's taken me years just to get to the point of even playing a few keys or playing a few pads. It's taken me forever to do that. So since I've known him, he's always been good on the keys. You know what I mean? So it's kind of it's still mind-boggling to this day, though, just to see you in your element and you're doing your thing. And I really mean that, man. Like you still find a way to like fascinate me from that point of view. You know what I mean? I just think your natural ability and just the way you see music, you know what I mean, in its simplicity. Cause me, sometimes I play myself out of a nice beat, or play myself out of something that could have potentially turned into something. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of times when I go into like get into the studio, start making stuff, I try to keep with that kind of mindset that you got. You know what I mean? About just simplicity and just, you know, you can do a lot with a little. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So now, come on, shower me with, you know what I'm saying? Give me my flowers. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I can top that.
Huh?
I don't know if I can top that.
You can top it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Just you know, what do you like about Omega?
So, what I like about this guy over here is that he don't give himself enough credit. As much as he say he admires how I play the keys and all that, but that's not even touching on what he can do. I mean, just look at all the equipment. That speaks for itself, because somebody needs to know how to operate it. Guess who knows how to operate it? Him. You see, every piece of equipment, every program, everything that's over here, he knows how to operate. And I don't mean just turn the button on. Like, he knows his stuff. You know, I can turn the buttons on, you know. But he knows his stuff. He knows the programs. He knows the in and outs. He knows what button to push. Push these two buttons. He knows everything about all this. Now, me, I don't. And granted, there's times that, you know, he shows me, it's still learning progress, but he knows all this equipment. And when you have your own studio, these are one of the things that you need to know, how to work your equipment. Because it's cool to have all this, but if nobody knows how to operate it, it's just pretty lights blinking. So I admire about him is that, you know, this is his craft and he perfects it. And every time I come here, it's a new piece of machinery. And he knows about it, you know. And that's what I really admire about him. And it's not just that, you know. He wears many hats. He's an author, you know. That speaks for itself right there. He's probably working on another book right now in his head, you know. That's what he does, you know. His ability to write, you know. I'm a little jealous of that, because he can just write 10 notebooks in 2 days. Now I write too, but not like that, you know. So he has a lot of hats, and that's why I say he don't give himself enough credit, because he does a lot. He knows a lot, and geez, the list goes on. There's other side things that he's working on that, you know, are a big deal. But that'll be another discussion. But these are the things that I admire about him.
I mean, you know, I do a little something, you know what I mean? I dabble. You know what I mean? But I appreciate the words. You know, like at the end of the day, man, we've been best friends for over 20 years.
Over.
You know what I mean? So we done been through a lot of things or whatever. Went through Even though we've taken our own paths in life and had our own journeys and stuff, we definitely have a lot of experiences and whatnot. You know what I mean? And obviously, one of our better ones is just how we connected off of just doing music. You know what I mean? And despite any kind of conflicts or whatever that we have with each other, we always end up able to work them out and always try to achieve for the greater good.
We always come back.
Always come back. So that's always a beautiful thing. Always love between us, man, no matter what.
Always.
You know what I'm saying?
Always.
Even though, you be trying to embarrass me sometimes, man.
Nah.
There's a lot of people be pissing me off. But, that's a discussion for another day. You know what I mean? I'm not going to mention nobody's names. You know what I'm saying?
Please don't.
But, we'll talk about it in another segment. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a lot of eyes on me right now. And I got to...
There is.
Shout out to Lisa.
Shout out to Lisa.
I love you, babe. I love you. Just a quick shout out. Let's keep it moving on. You know what I mean? So, what's the next thing they're saying they want us to know? Oh, they want us to talk about the album, man.
Oh.
They want us to talk about what is our thoughts on Outer Limits, the debut album, how the project came about, describe the sound and the overall scope of the album. How did we come up with Outer Limits? Well, just to let y'all know, and I gotta keep plugging stuff in.
Plug it
you know
in.
What I mean? We actually have 5 other instrumental albums out under the Olympian Multimedia banner. 5 of them. And check it out. It's on YouTube Music, Amazon Music, Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, Apple Music. The list just goes on and on. Check it out.
We're everywhere.
So we've definitely been producing for a while under that banner. This is the first time it's just us as a duo under the whole Alpha Omega limit. Alpha Omega concept. And Outer Limits, again, I know y'all be thinking there's some type of complex way of how we come up with these titles and the whole scope of the album, but it really isn't.
It's not.
We just try to be as creative as possible as far as it was taught to me by people in the industry that if you really want to get people's attention and capture their attention, especially when it comes to your art, is when you go about branding it and labeling it, word it in the way that when they read it, it automatically
pops out.
It just pops. They'll look at it like, man, where are they coming from with this? Like, especially if you're using terminology that's not normal or like most people use or whatever, that stands out, right?
It does.
Like, think about it. We're doing an album called Outer Limits. Somebody look at that, they're going to be like, what in the hell is y'all talking about when it comes to Outer Limits?
Outer Limits.
You know what I mean? And we're not going to give up too much detail as far as like what the album cover looks like. You'll see it eventually. Okay.
Eventually.
You know what I mean? But Outer Limits also too is like a subliminal meaning behind. With this album, we're trying to exceed our personal limits as far as producing. I think the sounds and just the whole vibe on the album is so much more different than the instrumental albums that we put out under Olympian Multimedia. This is something totally different. I think the listening experience, when people listen to it, it's just going to be outstanding. It's definitely, the production on here is not normal from us. We really dabble with a lot of different things. We definitely work with more artists.
Definitely.
So I got to do the plug-in thing again.
I
got to plug in. Shout out to Abstract Beings. They're a conglomerate group that we've been working with out of Kentucky. Shout out to you guys down there for gracing our album with some of their vocals. They did an outstanding job. I think we just did a better job of blending vocals along with our instrumentals, and making, like I just said, an incredible listening experience. And we got so many different vibes and whatnot on this album that I think people are going to appreciate. I mean, what do you think?
I agree. Like, this is.
I mean, do you think this might be our best work?
I believe this is our best work. I mean,
You don't sound real confident, man.
no, I'm.
I mean, you sound a little, you know what I mean?
I'm in chill mode all the time, so.
You an extra chill. You're like borderline pissing me off again.
Oh. Yo, this is our best album.
Man, you still sound harsh when you said that. Anywho, man,
Oh.
don't go by what he's saying. Go by me.
I just
what I'm
said it.
saying, because I'm showing a lot of energy over here, man. The album is fire. You know what I mean? Describe the sound of it. It's just very unique. We definitely try to put different genres on here with the hip hop and the R&B, but we definitely have some techno stuff on there, some rave type music.
Right.
Very heavy with the synths. But we try to take a spin on a lot of different things as well. We experimented a lot more with like different types of instruments instead of our bread and butters with pianos and strings. Matter of fact, I'm just running off at the mouth. I might as well just go ahead and give y'all quick samples
Quick
of what we doing here. You know what I'm saying? So let me, you know what I'm saying? Like let me draw this up real quick. So I'm gonna give you a quick sample of this one right here, and see what y'all think, man. Just a quick snip. If this will work for me. I don't know, guys. We may not be able to do that. Hold that thought for 1 second. You know what I'm saying? Because we're having technical difficulties here, man. And I'm trying to figure out.
He's gonna figure it out. Don't even worry about it.
Trying to figure out where we at with this shit. This shiznit. I think I know what the problem is. Let me get back over here.
Figured it out.
I think maybe I figured it out. That's the problem when you got like a whole bunch of stuff going on.
This is why I was saying it's good for somebody to know the equipment.
Oh, don't give me all the credit just yet. You know what I mean? I gotta get it working, and then I can look like a genius.
Still gotta give you credit.
I guess. Okay. Now let's see if this works. Matter of fact, let me rewind this back so y'all can hear the flip. Woo! Did you hear that flip right there, man?
Don't give him no more.
This track is called 3P. It's actually a beat that's been flipped 3 times. And this is like the third part where it got flipped the third time. Thought this was like a cool concept, you know what I mean? You don't hear this quick snippet of what we're doing over here. You know what I mean? I don't want to give out all the goodies, because if I do all that, then what? You guys ain't going to want to hear nothing no more. You know what I mean? So I'll give you the beginning of this one. This track is called Love Nocturnal.
I can't love you anymore.
Thing too with our beats, we try to create like a build-up. You know, I notice a lot of producers, they tend to put a lot of their best stuff within, or the best elements in their beat, very top heavy. Like they put it right from the beginning. So by the time you reach near the middle, you don't really have like nothing to look forward to. You get what I'm saying? So I think a lot more of this production with this beat, we just have this build-up where you're looking forward elements being introduced. Oh yeah, that was part of it. Oh! You almost got the vocals there. We ain't gonna do all that. Not today. Not today. But we're gonna give you one more. One more sprinkle.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of tracks on here, man, but we could give them at least one more sprinkle of something. You know what I mean? This one's called Tonight, Ocean Down. Jay, do you hear how this is coming down, bro? Oh, this boy make me bounce. We did too much there, bro.
Said a sprinkle.
I said a sprinkle and I was giving them the whole
man.
damn cake. Damn. All right. Well, there you go, guys. We gave you a little sample of the new album that's coming out. We gave you a little bit of variety there. That's just a little something there to get you wet your whistle a little bit. You know what I mean? But the new album is coming soon, so you know we gotta plug that real quick.
Yep.
So let me look on my trusty calendar on when this album is coming out. And as a big announcement, you know what I mean, on this segment, the album will be out December 21st.
Whoa.
Woo! December 21st is when the album comes out, just before Christmas. Come on, man. Get in the spirit of giving, man.
Oh,
and
man.
give us your hard-earned money so you can download our new album. Okay? That would be such a beautiful thing. It's a gift that just keeps on giving. You know what I mean? But yes, look forward for that. December 21st is coming out.
21st.
Physical copies, if you want an actual physical copy of the album and not a digital one, those physical copies will be coming out February of 2023. So look out for that if you want a physical copy. But in the meantime, all major online retailers, look for it. Outer Limits by ALPHAOMEGA.
Yes.
Oh, another thing too, we got a pitch out there is, as you can see, we got this wonderful merch. You know what I mean? And we got some merch coming in the near future. So if you want to put in your dibs on that, as far as, you know, you want to look fly like us, you know what I'm saying? These were done by the very talented and beautiful Lisa Jackson. Give a shout out to her.
Shout out to Lisa.
Shout out to Lisa Jackson doing an amazing
Yeah.
job and keeping us fresh. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we got to do over here. We're fresh,
Fresh.
like a fresh pie. You know what I mean? Like you make a fresh pie or
A fresh
something.
pie.
Something like. Listen, I'm doing horrible with the analogy thing.
A
man.
fresh pie.
Man, shut up, man. All right, now,
You
next
said
thing
it.
we got going on here, we also getting into the word art business. You know what I'm saying? So these are coming out pretty soon as well. Please, come in, show some love. Look how dope these are, man. Hold one of these, man. Man, look how dope these are. This is all by our design here at Olympian Multimedia. These
Yeah.
are coming out. Come on, man. Grace your studio. Grace your baby room. The living room, your kitchen, your man cave. I don't know. Put this in your car. I don't know. But this will look good.
In the bathroom.
Yeah, there you go. You know what I'm saying?
Every room.
Why you
Every
know,
room.
Why you hold on a second. The bathroom, man?
Yeah.
Come on.
If you
man.
had the
All
color,
right,
if you had the right
man.
color scheme, that'll work. You didn't think about that?
Anyway, we ain't even gonna go there, man. All right, last thing they want us to say or talk about is we got to give them words of advice. So, what kind of advice are you going to give them, Mr. Alpha?
Word of advice. If you're gonna do something, make sure it's your passion. Put your whole heart into it to get it done. Don't do something just because other people is doing it. If you're not a basketball player to the heart, then why pursue it? If you want to be a chef, that's your passion, then do it. You want to be music producers, that's your passion. And when I say passion, I mean like you breathe this stuff in like air. So if that's what you want to do, go for it. Don't settle for less.
I'm pretty much on the same sentiment, pretty much on the same wavelength. You know, a lot of times you might have a passion for something. What does passion mean? In layman terms, it's just you have a strong liking towards something. You know what I mean? But what separates you from the rest of the pack is that you have the drive to back up the passion. So you can be passionate about something all day, every day. But if you're not willing to put that drive, that ambition, to fuel the fire of your passion, that fire is going to die out very quickly. So we definitely are putting that out there to all aspiring people who, even if you don't want to do music, whatever you're passionate about, the arts, you're into drawing, you're into painting, you're into sculpting, you're into building crafts, inventing things,
Singer.
you singer, some type of a musical artist, you trying to be an entrepreneur, whatever you're trying to do in life, man, just make sure that you have the drive to back up your passion. Don't let your passion just stay as is, because all it's going to be is just empty thoughts running through your head. You know what I mean? At some point in time, your walk got to match your talk. Simple as that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So don't keep bumping your gum saying you're going to do something. Take the time out, make some sacrifices, put a plan in play, and go ahead and do it. As we're doing it here, Alpha Omega. You know what I'm saying? Just a little something. But last but not least, you know we got to keep plugging stuff. But we're also doing something for you guys. So if you're not aware, we do have an online store.
Yes.
Please check us out at www.airbit.com/alphaomega. And it's a promotion that is running for the next 45 days. If you
45.
go right now, you get 40% off your first beat that
Ooh.
you purchase from us. You know what I mean? So go check that
Ooh.
out. You get what I'm saying? Go check that out, man. It's a promotional thing running right now. Go check us out. www.airbit.com/alphaomega. And you get 40% off your first purchase. Beat. And by March of 2023, we will be introducing our very first featured Alpha and Omega sound packs. So definitely look forward to that, and we will have we'll have a promotional thing with that as well. First sound pack that you purchase with us is 25% off. So definitely look forward to that. Big things are coming early on, early 2023.
Yes.
We definitely have some. Check out our website. Keep up with that. www.olympianmultimedia.info for more information. We definitely got some events coming up.
Yes.
Some live events.
Live.
When we're going to be showcasing us. Definitely showcasing some new music. Showcasing some new talent as well. Again, another shout out to the Discord community. We appreciate you submitting these questions to us. It was fantastic. I hope you learn a lot about us.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? I hope you stay in tune with us. A lot of big things are coming your way from Alpha Omega. And that also includes a photography line that's coming out strictly for Alpha Omega. So please look out for these things. Subscribe to our newsletter on our website. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope, you got enlightened. You know what I mean?
Got to know us a little bit more.
Got to know us a little bit more. You got to see, how ignorant this guy could be sometimes and how he be trying to embarrass me. You know what I'm saying? But, I still got love for him, man.
I gave him a lot of credit.
He's a brother from another mother, but he just... You just be pissing me off. But, anyhow, we appreciate y'all tuning in, man. You know who this is. It's Zeus, a.k.a. Omega.
J-So, a.k.a. Alpha.
Okay, calm down over there. But that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? So, till next time, yo, tune in.